welcome to my garden. 8 bees on. Pardon the pickup truck passing right there. But this is my front yard garden slash side. It's front yard slash side yard. Vegetable garden over there, and I got it's vegetable flower garden. I got some here. I got a little bit of grass and a little bit here as well, which is gonna be remade into mixed border beds with roses, which those roses are right here, the baby roses. Oh, pardon, out of focus. Yep, there's always a mess in the garden. Need to put some gravel in, but anyways, I have 8 garden beds, 4 by 8. They're right there, and then we will walk down this view from my balcony.
While I'm playing with these.
You got my kids in the background. All right, and this is another view. That's very cute, honey. Stick. So you're gonna make a tent. That's very
Yes,
good.
I need to make a tent.
So there
Oh, can you
is.
help me?
Pardon me. And it's another view from the kids' garden, from the kids' window.
God.
This is the orchard garden on the back of the house. The baby trees. I got, let's see, 2 plum trees. There's one behind. 2 cherry trees, 2 apple trees, and there's another fig tree there. So I have a kiwi wine here, and we'll talk more about it later. Right, and now we go down, because that was from second floor, to our front garden. I have a couple of things here, a couple of yews growing. And this is my mother-in-law's home. We built it for her. She sold her home. This is a little arch leading into the vegetable garden. And I got Walter and Old Hole here, and Eden, white Eden. I have also pretty in pink. I'm sorry, this is like traditional Eden, but I'll have pretty in pink Eden and white Eden. I also have some peonies here that I planted from bare root, and all these little babies, well, not all of them, but a lot of them are actually the little tiny guys are cottonwood seedlings. Oh my goodness. Oh, that sucks, because I won't be able to tell which one's which. Anyways, but these bigger guys are alyssum. I sort of kind of planted it all in front of the arborvitae 2S, I'm not sure how to pronounce it. That's Walter and Old Home. It did suffer this year. I literally got it as a baby, but we were gone for 2 weeks, and I think it was, stressed basically, and so that was actually Walter and Old Hole. This is Eden, and you can see how much healthier this rose is. Got a little bud. Ooh, did it break? No, it's just kind of laying. All right. Also have a little clematis called Dine. It's a tiny baby. I just planted it 2 days ago, so the idea is that the roses bloom the strongest early in summer, and that clematis is group 3 pruning group, which means I cut it down all the way in once it's like in spring, I think, and it will regrow, and it will bloom in July, so it will bloom midsummer, and then the roses will have a rebloom later in summer, so it will kind of fill that gap. And it's also white, which matches well with the roses. We had a rain, as a matter of fact. Well, it's not drizzling anymore, but 2 days of rain, so everything's wet. Look at this beauty. Oh my goodness, it's gigantic. It's an allium. It's huge. It's like a bigger than a soccer ball in all of its size. And there are bees hanging out. Oh, I love alliums. This is the, I believe, the wild allium. It's just buds everywhere. And there's a grouping of them. They're actually gonna come out of here, but they're here because mistakes. I got some berries gonna come up. So that side is, so this is east. Sun comes up from here, west, south, behind me, north. So these beds, these two get the most sun, and then so just this one and that one, and those are kind of partial sun and really sort of in shade down below there. Majority of the stuff is cold loving, so like lettuces and cabbages, and I started them from seed in March, which might have been too late, and they're just barely. Probably should plug these guys. These like two. Make tea out of them. Just planted them, so I forgot to take the flowers so they can kind of bush out. These alliums, when you started to see like this, when it's kind of falling apart, it's not just from the rain, it's probably to be divided. It's heavy. A lot of them actually fell down, but like this guy really fell apart way early. He's ready to be divided, even though I just planted him last year. What's this? I don't know, but I don't like how it looks. It's just gonna go. Oh, right. No clue. All right. So these archers are gonna have we're gonna have tomatoes, which they're right here. There's my fruit in my hands. Pardon me. They're right here, and I have like smaller ones right here. Ugh. Gotta do something about these peas. Honestly, I planted these peas also like a long time ago, and I thought they were gonna produce by now and I could like pluck them out, but clearly that's not what happened, and I have to figure out what to do because my baby tomatoes, I'm gonna break them all. They're right here. They're never gonna grow. This guy's bigger because I actually bought him. My tomatoes also started from seed. All right, I got garlic and radishes in between, and look at that gorgeous lupine. It did suffer greatly from aphids. Apparently lupine have their own aphids that ladybugs don't like. So I had to spray it, but like the flowers sort of got deformed, curved like that. Those guys aren't even doing worse, but because this guy is in sun and those aren't. These are hydrangeas. It's a hydrangea hedge all the way around. Pardon, the house. And look at the vegetable garden. Look how beautiful these red stems are, and like chartreuse, is that how you say it? Like this kind of lime color. Beautiful. I love it. They bloom, I believe it's like, it is so it starts out white and it goes to burgundy. I believe it's it's not quick fire, because quick fire is a short one. These guys will go up to 5 feet, but 5 feet, not as tall as Limelight, but they're still pretty tall. I'll keep them short because I have a lot of things Now on this side of the driveway, it's our driveway, you can see I also have hydrangeas. Yeah, over there. But they're limelight hydrangeas, so they're a little taller. This guy is really like going up, trying to peek out from behind that bush. Now these beauties are Portuguese laurel, and once it's done blooming, we're going to trim it, and they have this kind of like mushroom umbrella shape. The foliage is beautiful dark greens, evergreen. It can be a bush up to 20 feet, so it's perfect for hedges, or it can be trained. It's not grafted, it's just trained up and as a tree, as a standard, or whatever you call that. Topiary standard, I think. Anyways, this is beautiful. I just wanted some height for the garden, so it'll probably be like 8 feet. I do kind of mix of everything in terms of gardening for to repel pests. Permaculture, and the idea is basically you track beneficiary bugs, and like hardy geraniums smell gorgeous, and yeah, probably gonna deadhead this guy. Think about this. Probably super blooms. I think that's the idea. We'll think about it to look it up. Alyssum, I have white one and pink one. Actually overwintered from last year, so it's just kind of flowing over, despite that this is shade. So Alyssum does well in shade too. I have these gladiated alliums. They're gorgeous. Bending. I should have planted them deeper, but this is actually a temporary place for them. They're gonna go in between the hydrangeas, so I want them to stick out and bloom early in spring, kind of like this guy is doing. And then when the hydrangeas leaf out, this is not a gladiator, that's another one. It's like self-seeding. So there they are. They're gonna be like pink, beautiful heads, and then as they wither away, because they have this terrible foliage that always looks pretty bad, it'll be hidden by the leafing out of the hydrangeas. I got anemones and ranunculus, and they've been planted from the little bulbs, so that's why they're late. I planted rolled doll rose, which is gorgeous, by David Austin, and scatter isle, and that's gonna be soon on this nest somewhere. Ooh, that's not good. They're not gonna like that. There's one of my kitchen knives out. Pardon. I have just killed majority of the little babies. The reason for it is because I left the tray underneath. And then these are deceiving. They're actually from my gigantic cottonwood trees. They're everywhere, but some of them are fine. Like that guy's fine. I know those are the seeds. I don't know if anything will come with this. I feel like they died. All right, let's hope it recovers. Good luck, guys. Alrighty. It was under the garage, shaded, and I totally forgot, and I put it out. Day 2 of being drowned. There's hardy geranium again. Beautiful. Pollinators love it. I have cilantro and parsley from last year. Blooming. These beds are in shade, so they often I put like cold loving plants, and they'll do well. So the idea is they, in the heat of summer, they do well here, and usually by the end of the summer I'll have like my cabbages even enter fall. So there they are. I started them from seed, but this is the biggest one right here. So I don't know. My garlic from last October. Let some of these go to seed. Especially like I left a root of kale. I've left the root in there, and I was like, oh, it's gonna decompose, but nope, it's not decomposing. It's growing, and like that, gonna go to seed that from last fall. That's why that looks so suffered. It'll be good. I have a whole bed of strawberries. That's the one I showed a little bit earlier, and I got some onions for protection and garlic, and we eat a lot of green onions, so hence these perennial alliums everywhere, and they're also great. These are for Pastor Pellin. These are nodding wild onions. Do the same thing with this guy. Pluck. I got peppers, and lots of these are kales. That's my kids. Not kales. Kales and broccoli. My kids love kale and broccoli predominantly. I need to transition to. Oh no. Slugs. I hate slugs. Yep. This guy's bigger. But that guy. I gotta put some slug baits and all that good stuff. Hopefully they'll survive. Right. This is my working area. I have Donahue here on both sides. And then I have my baby roses that arrived. All kinds. That's for that. Then I have, this is cascading hydrangea. I think it's the blue variety. I have all these sticks. Somebody gave me bouquets and or something, or maybe I bought it. I don't remember. See what I'm talking about? These little are everywhere. It's from the cottonwood tree. But anyways, they're, if you tug on them, they're doing good. Basically, I just did like coconut husk thing, so much better than starting them in soil. They rot. And I realized that because somebody, I mean, I know I've heard of it, but like somebody gifted me this set for kids, and it was like coconut husk, and I stuck a plant in there. It was a broken branch from my oak leaf hydrangea, and it did so well compared to my other guy. And so yeah, I think that it doesn't introduce any infection from like fungal diseases, and also just keeps moisture in well, but doesn't waterlog it. So it's perfect. So I just stuck it in, rehydrated the coconut husk. It might have some peat moss, I'm not sure, that mixture, but both of them work very well. And rooting growth hormone powder, I dipped it in and stuck it in, and it's been probably a month or two, and look at that. If you tug on it, oh, this guy's not gonna make it, because, well, maybe if you tug on some of these, like, they're not coming out because they're gonna grow. Like that guy, actually staying. So same thing with these with this guy, I gotta move it. These are foxgloves, I believe. Yeah. Good. Drown all of them. All right. like this is my shaded garden walk to the orchard. Majority of this bottom, because of this gigantic tree, gets shade. Beautiful tree, I love it. I love the branching. But on the top, like I said, that's the south side. The sun comes from there, so behind the house it's very sunny. So the upper part is kind of part sun, and the lower one is mainly shade. That's why you have the hostas. Everything was planted last year for the most part. I have a mix of like hostas, oak leaf hydrangeas. I have snowflake, I believe, and then I have some like smaller ones. Forgot what they're called, but they're rather color. And this is Madame Alfred Career. Just planted her probably 2 months ago. It's supposed to do well in shade. Some guys didn't survive. That's good. They made way for roses. That's Bonica on both sides. I'll have Bonica. I'll have Fairy. And the third one, I forgot which one. That's Tansy honeysuckle. It's amazing. It looks like